Hello everyone. In this video we are starting with JavaFX. So JavaFX is a package or set of packages for application programming interfaces for developing the programs with graphical user interfaces or three-dimensional graphics. What is a graphical user interface first? Suppose we built an application, and through the application the user can interact to the application to perform certain type of event or operation. So the various graphical components to which the user can interact to, those may be the windows or the buttons, text boxes, and text-based interface like command line. So through the graphical user interface the user can interact with the interface or application using various graphical components, as I told you, the windows, buttons, text boxes, etc. So let's say a simple graphical user interface in this program. Um, okay, well, so let me first run the program and let me tell you what is happening in here. So this is a simple window that has been created by our code. So how do you write the code? First thing, you need to create the class like this. So these are the different import statements. We will get into this later. So it extends the application, because why do we need to extend the application? As the application stays is supposed to call the set scene, set title, so method. So we need to always extend the application class in order to achieve the JavaFX graphical user interface programming. So in this class, it will override the start method. Okay. So first thing, in the main function, when we have the statement launch argument, so when it launches the application, it directly will invoke the start method, stays application stays. So this is our first beginning point of the application. Now these are two member variables. We have created hourly wage, yearly salary. Let's say here this type of window we want to create. So what are we supposed to do? First we need to create a scene, a pane. So a scene must be created to contain all the contents in it, all the components in it. Then here this pane will position all the components inside the scene that we create. Then one output field, one text field is supposed to be created. Now new pane needs to it need to create a new object pane. So it creates one empty pane inside the window, and then we need to okay. So pane is a component that controls the layout, the position and size of all the components inside the window. So in the window, whatever components we will add later, that will be positioned properly by creation of this pane JavaX component. Then next, we are supposed to create a scene which should contain the pane that we created earlier, and it should be properly laid out in there. Now after the scene and pane are created, now the application stage, your stage is the top level container. So in the stage you have the scene, then inside the scene you have the pane, and then inside the pane you can only add the components like our output field. We will see how to add it later. So first application stage, to set the Windows scene we need this statement. To set the title, so here see the title salary you are viewing, and to show it you need the show function to call the show function. So stage is a top level container which will contain all the contents within the window, and because of this we have the application class imported, stage class, scene class, text field for creation of this text field. So these are the import statements. Now let me close it, and then let's do one thing. Let's create one output field. So what am I trying to do here? I'm going to create a new output field, and then um, that new output field is a text field type. So that's why this is the statement that we have. Now the output field um, should have this content or text in it, as you see. And then let me uncomment all this. Okay. So I don't want to edit the output field. So for that we have this function set editable as false. If you want to edit, you can just change it to true. So how many columns that I want to add? Maximum is 20. So what should be the alignment of it? Baseline center. There are different various types of alignment. One of them we are using baseline center. Now the set padding function, what it does, it applies this much space, whatever integer value you specify, this much space around the output field. Now we created the output field. It needs to, let me run the code and see whether it is adding that to the window. No, it's not adding. So in order to do that, the pane is a container which will contain the output field. So we need this get children dot add whatever is the field name. Now let's run whether it's added or not. Yeah, here see it's now added, and in it see I am not able to edit anything inside the window. Okay, let me change something. Suppose I want to add some space, 10 space is much throughout the pane. So let's do that. Yeah, see around the pane we have added that much space in it. Okay, so this is a simple graphical user interface that we have created. Let's see some other graphical user interface components, adding some more components into it. Okay, so I added one label, hourly age, yearly salary, another label. Then this is one text field with 20 in it, 40,000, another one text field. And this is our window. So we have to add 4 components inside our window. So let's see. So these are the variables. So for the hourly wage 20, it should display the 40,000 after calculating automatically. Okay, not automatically. I'm writing the statement in here to calculate the yearly salary with the 20 hourly wage. Okay, so first scene is to be created. Then to properly align everything, as you see. So for that we are using a grid pane. So for grid pane we need this import statement to be added. So this grid pane, what it does, it will position or align all the components within the scene properly. How, we will see later. Now this is the wage label. So for that wage label, then salary label, we have the salary label, text field, the salary field, and the wage field. Salary, text field, sal field, text field, wage field, they are all created. Now grid padding is set to null also to add proper space around all the components inside the grid pane. We are just adding the grid padding. So now grid pane, need to create one empty grid pane. Now we are going to create the scene, and here the scene will be created along with the grid pane added to it. Now both of them are initialized. Now next wage label, salary label are to be named. So whatever you see the text hourly wage, that is being set through this statement, wage label equals to new level hourly wage. In the same way yearly salary also, that's why it's showing the text of the label. Now okay, so wage field, first one. So first a new text field, wage field, supposed to be created with having 20 in it. So how many total columns it want? 15, not editable, that's why false. And the value of which field to be set. So for the setting it, we need the set text method, but this is not a text. It looks like a text, but it's actually calculating inside. So that's why we need to import the integer class. um, yeah, we need to call the integer class toString method, and that hourly wage is the value 20 we are applying up here. In the same way, sal field, um, okay, sal field is supposed to add yearly salary getting calculated by this statement in here using the same thing, setting text of integer toString method. So now next, sal field. Okay, yeah, we are done here. Now we are supposed to align everything in the grid pane. So first, the wage label, then the salary label. Wage label is at position 00. Wage field is at position 10. Then salary label to the location 01, and the sal field to the location 11. This is how it is being positioned. Now we need to add some padding around all the components in the grid pane. So this is what statement we are adding for padding values for top, right, bottom and left around the grid pane, and also among all the components. To set the padding around the grid, we are setting the padding with the grid padding value. So initially it has been set to null, but okay, where is the grid padding? Yeah, so we are setting with the grid padding whatever value added from here, 10, 10, 10, 10, around all over throughout around it, all the spaces. So now horizontal gap spacing between the columns, spacing between the rows, that much space is applied. After doing those things, we need to add the scene to the application stage, then need to set the title and then have to show it. That's why everything is viewed like this. So this is all about adding various components and creating a simple graphical user interface application.